Guys, we got a very special episode coming up with the great Mark Norman. You got to check out his special From Soup to Nuts, which is on Netflix right now. Mark's one of the best comedians in the country. I know Mark going back over a decade. This was one of the greatest podcasts I've ever done with anyone. We had such a flow going. We had such a good time. Before we get into it, here's some of my live dates. You can see me in Springfield, Missouri, September 7th through 9th. Calgary, Alberta, in September, between 22nd and 23rd. Fort Wayne, Indiana, 29th to the 30th in September. The Vogel Theater, October 14th at Red Bank, New Jersey. The Comedy Mothership in Austin, October 19th through the 22nd. Cobb's in San Francisco, October 27th and 28th. Sony Hall, November 4th. Providence, Rhode Island, November 10th and 11th. Phoenix, November 16th and 17th. Spokane, Washington, December 1st and 2nd. Tulsa, December 8th and 9th. Louisville, December 15th and 16th. The Royal Theater in Toronto, that is March 23rd. Also added Vancouver, a theater, and Portland, a theater. So please check my website soon for those tickets, YannisPappasComedy.com. And for our crazy wild bonus episodes every week, Patreon.com/YannisPappasHour. Support the show. You know we do it right. Thank you to our sponsor, DraftKings. College football fans, are you ready for week one? It is upon us. DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking you up with a can't-miss offer to start this season strong. Life's more fun when you're in the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code YPH. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on college football, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code YPH. Thank you to our sponsor, Factor. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/Yannis50 and use code Yannis50 to get 50% off. Wow, that's code Yannis50 at factormeals.com/Yannis50 to get 50% off. Now enjoy this episode with the great Mark Norman.
Yannis Pappas. When you all tucked up in the David Long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and there's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who, to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Get his kids screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Yannis Pappas Hour in a neutral studio. We've just been closed in. There's no producer in here. This feels like a karaoke booth.
It's like Switzerland. We're neutral.
It's just the two of us in here.
I know, it's weird. It just feels like a speed date.
It feels
with the background and everything.
It does. It feels like it's like a West Elm meeting room. It's like a coffee break at a West Elm.
Yeah. But it does feel like you're wearing a wire.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get something on me. You're like, you've been stealing end tables, you cunt.
Yeah, this does feel like an interrogation.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think we've ever been in a room alone together.
No.
See how my brain works? Yeah, we've never been in a room alone.
We've done your pod.
Not alone, though.
Oh, I guess you.
We're alone in this room.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, I guess, is someone watching or the camera's just going? This is just us.
Yeah, not recording.
No, it's wild. Yeah, it's good. We used to be good-looking comedians.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, we had a good run, but I think you're funnier when you're grizzled a little. We got the gray in the beard. We're losing hair. We got the punch. That's better.
Yeah, it's better for the guys. I think the girls don't care. The girls cheer.
Exactly.
They want to go to a Beatles concert no matter what form that Beatles concert is.
Yeah, true. I mean, Ringo's hideous.
Ringo's hideous. Yeah, what were they really cheering about? Which one of those guys was hot?
I think Paul was cute, but John had edge, but they were so damn big. I mean, it's like any girls are weird because if it's like Pete Davidson. Funny guy, cool guy, but not the hottest guy ever if you really look at the mug.
Right.
But I think you fuck one Beckinsale and then you're in.
Right.
Because girls go, oh, what's he got?
Right.
Why did she like him? She's a high status whore.
Right.
You know?
And they're mindless vapid vessels. Yeah.
I think it's a biological thing.
That's one way to say it. The other way is they're mindless vapid vessels.
No,
I'm just kidding. It's evolutionary.
It's evolutionary.
Yeah,
then once you get Kim K, you're set in stone.
Yeah, no. But he's got edge. The girls do like edge.
He's misunderstood. He's tatted up. He's depressed. He's vulnerable.
Yeah. But it is funny to think about how the standard was lower back then to be hot.
Yeah.
You could just be Paul McCartney. I mean, Paul McCartney takes his shirt off. I mean, he probably just looks like everyone's dad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No definition, gooey, the skinny fat.
Yeah. So we're here, obviously, with the great Mark Norman. Nobody who's watching this doesn't know who you are.
You never know. You might get a new fan every day.
You never know. Hopefully, there's someone tuning in right now going like, "I love the upfront, right into it banter."
Yes.
We're on the internet right now, so I was gonna say, hey, let's start with our dicks on the table and do like a crocodile fight or something. You do something quick right at the top. It's all algorithm based. We're all being raised by computers.
Yes.
We're being conditioned by computers.
Retention. You know, when you go, what was the name of that? The retention. I watched Mr. Beast on some pod. He's like, you're losing retention. I'm like, oh my God, you've trained your brain to be YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, you're not even a human anymore.
Yeah. It's odd when I talk to my friends and I feel like I'm talking to the marketing department of the Gap.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, I got this demographic. We got to keep it this amount of money.
Exactly.
We gotta stay on. We got to get the retention going for this. And
ESG score. You got to have that all right. I can't keep up. But is the algorithm, are we trying to win the algorithm or is the algorithm winning us?
that's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're going, oh, maybe I'll change this, I'll snip that, I'll cut this, and this is good for the ending. That's the thumbnail, the graphic. They got us by the balls.
I think that we are being conditioned by AI to act like AI.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, exactly.
I see a psychiatrist occasionally, and he told me that the business is booming.
Oh, really?
He said business is booming. And I asked him, I said, what do you think it is? Was it COVID? He goes, COVID played a role. He goes, but it's modern society. He goes, it's people are more isolated. They're in their phones. It's just the isolation. For a social species, we're just isolated.
Yes.
And so pills are popping.
Oh, yeah. Pills are about suicide's up, depression's up, anxiety's up. But I have a theory that it goes back to your thing. We talk about this every time we hang out. Modernity.
Yes.
We have it so easy that you need a struggle, but you don't see roofers doing that. You don't see roofers like, I'm having a mental crisis, you know, I'm having issues, and sometimes I just don't feel like I connect with people and I'm triggered. You don't see roofers, septic tank guys. They don't have that because they got real shit going on.
That's true.
You know, it's the same with a spa. Who goes into a spa? It's a white lady with a small dog and a yoga pant and a macchiato. It's never like a little Mexican guy who does construction.
Right.
But who needs a spa more than that guy?
Right. That's a great point.
I have a point.
Yeah, but where they do go, the Mexicans, is the back of a Korean market, at least in New York City, and they drink themselves into oblivion.
Yeah, that's true, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's, everybody's got their medicine.
Yeah, so, and then they just fall into a pile of garbage outside and disappear in there.
And then some asshole goes, see? Look at these fucking lazy ass Mexicans.
Right, and that's where the stereotypes come from. But literally, that guy just worked 27 hours.
Exactly. It's covered in sheetrock dust.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Now, you're a guy who values hard work. I don't think there's a more hardworking comic than you since we started.
Wow, geez,
yeah,
thanks.
I mean, even when back in the day when I had a room, back in the room days.
Yeah.
That was back in the room days.
You had a room way out in Brooklyn.
Way out in Brooklyn. You would come every week. Sometimes you weren't even booked and you were there. I think you went up every week, I think.
No, I mean, sometimes I would watch, Ali Wong would show up, or Soder was or Louis Katz was there, and I was nobody. So if you gave me stage time, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But even to watch that room, that room was so raw. There was not a rawer room in New York City. Maybe in the Bronx or something.
That was a raw room. It was, to be honest with you, it was kind of like, it was all I knew because it was based on like a Donnell Rawlings room. That's the only thing I'd seen was like how unruly his room was.
Yeah.
So I just kind of did it like that, and I used it selfishly for my own material. I would go, sometimes I'd go a half hour, whatever. I'd just spilling beer everywhere, and then I go, Mark Norman. Yeah, and people would be like, I remember when Mike Racine got upset one time, his first time doing it, because I did like 40 minutes and I brought him up, and he's like, what the and I was like, that's this room, man. Someone should have told you.
It's my kingdom, bitch, and you're the jester.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
we do it how I want. But yeah, you see Bargatze in there. I mean, Pat Dixon. I remember Jesse Geller had the biggest crush on you because you were so confident. Sean Patton put it well. He said, when you're riffing in your room and you're doing great, that's what you do on stage.
He said I was performing to my teddy bears.
Yeah. Well, you had the white cab driver bit. You had so many great bits. The hacky sack.
I gotta throw that somewhere. The white cab
killer
driver
joke.
bit. Yeah, I got to put that on the next special. It's just
Shoes
somewhere.
off, Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
And then Gail was always there. They had like the bar locals.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very community based. It felt very different than now.
Yeah, but Sean nailed it. Sean Patton. He goes. Did you remember any of that? I go, what? No. He goes. It's like, what's the point? You're performing to your teddy bears. And it's true. I lost so much material there, but it was fun. It was in the moment.
Yes.
Social media wasn't huge yet.
Yeah, it was no content. That would be all. You'd have 8 tripods set up now, but there was 0. It was just in that moment and then fleeting and gone.
Do you think that's going to be the next cool thing? Because you know how the trends always go. Something becomes new, then everyone does it.
Yep.
Bad people get in.
Yep.
They ruin it. Inflation happens.
Yep.
And then the rebellion starts. So
Yep.
the next generation goes, I just want to be live, man. I want to see Mark Norman in a phone booth. Do you think the next thing is going to be like the rejection of screens and
I don't know.
mass consumption and back to sort of bare bones theater, like the live will be special, which it is now.
Right, sure.
Which I think is behind the boom.
Yes.
I think what's behind the boom is like, man, I'm bombarded with, let me go see something that's hard, that's like not common, which is live.
Yes, yes. It's physical. It's tangible. This guy's right in front of me. I think there is something to that, but I don't know. I feel like the screens have got such a hold because there's going to be that cool angsty emo kid in high school in 5 years. Like, I don't even have a phone. We're like, all the girls are going to be like, whoa. But he's going to go home and like Ari Shafir used to do the flip phone thing. And everybody's like, man, he's really got some self-control. He's on a flip phone in China. But he would go, can I use your phone? And he would sit on it for an hour like a crackhead. And I was like, all right, you're not better than me. You're the same guy. You just found this weird loophole. But so I think, I don't know.
Jews do that. Jews do find ways to beat God. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Can you turn my TV on Saturday? I can't do it. But
and financial loopholes.
yes, yes. Madoff, the king. But yeah, I just think there will be the cool kid who's off social media and he's like, I don't even have an Instagram. But I don't think he's going to get in his car and he's going to hit the GPS just like everyone else. I think it's got too much of a hold.
Right.
And it is convenient. It's very well designed.
Right. But it does have addictive properties. I think
Of course.
I think it's the social media apps
Designed to be
they're
addictive.
designed to be addictive, and they kind of are aware of the cheap dopamine that
Yes.
they're giving kids. I wonder what it's going to do to that generation. I don't talk to them. Do you interact with anyone like who's in there? I have one friend who's like 25, and he just seems like a 60-year-old man.
Yes.
And it's because they like have every answer to every question. They can every philosophy, whatever they need is like everything's downloaded.
Everything.
They know how to edit. They're like pros at everything.
Yeah, they're genius, but I think it goes two ways. I think you got the weird girl biting her nails in the corner who's scared of everything and in a safe space. And then I met this 27-year-old kid in Cincinnati last weekend. He's in the Forbes 30 under 30 millionaire. He's already been editing. He's been working for a branding company since he was like 14, skipped high school, just started making millions of dollars. Now he has a giant warehouse with the ping pong and the skate ramp in there. And he's got 1,200 employees. He's 27. That's insane. That's like Howard Hughes shit.
Yeah. It's a technology economy. It's a tech economy, which means older people are like,
Yeah, exactly.
I just get, that was the
You did me.
I didn't unintentionally did you with you in the room. I didn't even mean to.
Right.
And then on top of that, we're a gossip economy.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I feel like we're all doing versions of The View. We're doing different versions of The View.
So true.
You know, like
Lizzo and Jonah Hill, and we love it, and we act like, oh, I'm above all this, but we're in on it.
That's why everyone's going, please televise this Trump trial, and I think they should just for the economy. Just because it's like every news station, than every podcaster, every commentator.
So
'Cause
true.
all we're doing is commentating on the news, and I think that's why people don't know what's going on, is because they're getting things fourth hand
Yes.
from someone who's doing it to entertain and
yes.
build a following.
Right.
And, you know, your thought leaders now are like college dropouts with podcasts and content pages.
It's
who
so
are
true.
interpreting what they saw, but they have a little charisma, so they deliver it in a way, and they're doing it. I'm doing this for you. I care about the issue, but really, it's like they refresh and go, how many likes, how many clicks did I
Of course,
get?
of course. And I have a lot of thoughts on this. One, I think you're right. America's become high school, and you know, Lizzo is the new drama of the prom queen or whatever of the day. And so everybody's all over it. And then you go, actually, this happened. And people go, what? No. And they're just going off a headline. Two, I forgot my other thought.
It'll come.
It'll come back.
It'll come. It's in there. You just got 50 million jokes there.
I got it. I got it.
There it is.
Well, I think you got to keep upping it. You got to keep upping the drama because, like, we have aliens here.
Right.
The Congress admitted it, and no one gives a fuck because we're like, what? Aliens? We're on this true crime shit right now. This is way more fun. And you're like, but there's a Martian in Phoenix. And they're like, this lady killed her husband and her dog and all that. And you're like, that's way more salacious. And you're like, but this is a Martian from another land. And they're like, when the Martian says something racist, call me. Now we're talking. So it's like we're beaked up. You know, you start with weed, then you go to pills, then you go to heroin. We're all in the heroin phase of the news, and we can't go back to the weed.
I never thought of that. That's why Martians are boring.
They're boring.
They're not murdering any women.
Yes, that would put them on the map.
There's no safe way to consume that fear.
Misgender someone, you fucking Martian, and now you'll get in the news.
You're not in the cultural zeitgeist.
Exactly.
You're just fucking floating around, jerking off to us, and then fleeing.
That's not enough.
Do you think they're jerking off to us? Because why? You know how like you go to a page that you're ashamed of, and then you click off it real quick. Is that what they're doing? They're showing up, yanking one out, and then
Maybe. I don't know.
Their boss is like, "Well, let me see where you flew to, like their history," and they cleared it. Like, I don't know where I stopped.
Oh, that's hilarious. The search history. I saw you over Montana, motherfucker. You're like, no, that was a spy balloon. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking a cousin of mine, a cousin-in-law of mine actually this weekend showed me a video, and he's like a massive doctor. He's a rational guy. He's also religious in a way, you know. He's not like, he believes in God. And he showed me a video of a UFO he saw when he was in Greece.
Whoa.
And I just saw it, and I was like, and he's like,
get out of here.
Yeah, and it was fucking rotating, and it was just, and it's there, and it's a UFO.
How about that?
And it's just like, yeah. I think they're everywhere. I think they come and they check us out, or because you can't. There's evidence of it, and there's no way to explain it because you're looking at it, and we know with our rational brain, you're going like, we couldn't do that with propulsion and the aviation technology we have. So it has to be otherworldly just by. And you go, but then it begs the weirder questions like, what the fuck are they doing?
I know. Is it resources? Is it studying us? Are we like ants to them? Or are we fascinating? Well, which one is it? Are we boring? By the way, just a side note, you said your doctor friend's religious. Did you ever think you'd like religious people? It's come so far and things have gotten so weird that I used to be like, oh, religious guy, look at this nut. Now I'm like, oh, this guy's got some values and maybe a little level-headed.
Yeah.
And religion is totally flipped.
Yeah. It's really, it's become edgy now.
Yes.
It's very edgy.
Totally.
Yeah, this guy's like, hey, man, I'm a non-binary, goddamn. I'm a non-binary hashish user. I'm a poet. You're like, you're fucking lame, dude.
Yeah. You're too much work. This religious guy, he's got a family, he goes to school, you know, he's normal.
He's doing, it's counterculture now.
It's counterculture.
Yeah.
That used to be the other way.
It's kind of weird how we're kind of trapped in, that. There's it's at this point, I think cyclical. Is there anything new coming?
And we need it. Well, we had the internet. That was the last new thing, and it shook it all up. But I feel like Bill Maher, where I haven't changed, you guys have.
Right.
Don't you feel like, because, you know, everybody, like, you're a liberal guy.
What do you mean? You still like hookers, you're not married, and
you
claim to be liberal, but you cozy up to a lot of conservatives.
Well, yeah, I think we all do.
No, like Bill Maher, yeah.
Yeah, like, I see. But I just hate, like, you know, we have friends who are conservative, and, like, people go, whoa, you hang out with that guy? I'm like, well, wait, now who's the bigot?
Right.
You know, like, he's just still a nice guy.
Right.
You know, but I just think it's weird. Like, you're a liberal guy, but things have shifted so much that you've said things where people are like, is he Republican?
Yeah.
You know, but you're like, no, I'm just the same guy I was before. You guys shifted.
Yeah, no, yeah. Now if you go like, if you go like, all right, so we're putting migrants up in 5-star hotels.
Yeah.
You go, okay, look, I want their well-being, but like, is this sustainable?
Right.
And then they go, yeah, that's a right-wing talking point.
Yes, talking point.
All right, yeah. So what's your solution? You go, they just go, they don't have one.
They don't have
care.
one, but you're a
Most of
bad
them-
guy.
Yeah, and most of them don't even contribute to the tax system anyway.
Yes,
So
yes.
they just live in like an ideal world of ideas, and you're going like, everyone, we're all paying for them to stay at 5-star hotels.
Right.
Which is one of my favorite news stories right now because it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
They're
I mean,
in 4- and 5-star hotels.
and you're a working man, and you can't go there.
No,
That's too much money.
I was like, what did they just go on Hotel Tonight and they're like, so did they pick? I mean, did they get to fucking pick? I'm staying at a fucking, I put my opener in a Holiday Inn in Dallas. And he has papers, he's from Long Island. His
Right.
dad's a cop. He serves his country.
Yeah, but no. It's almost like the rehab guy. Like, wait, you did heroin for 20 years and now you're at a place in Malibu? What the hell? I'm going to do heroin. I thought I was the good guy for not doing heroin, and you're off at Sunny Acres or whatever the hell they call it. Shady, whatever.
Which is what I love about you. You're a big proponent of the middle class. And the middle
Love
class,
the middle class.
they work hard. They support everything.
Yes.
That's the problem in this country, and that's why we're both voting for Andrew Yang and RFK Jr.
Yeah. I don't know. Andrew Yang, I don't even know if he's running.
We're
but
comedians. Stop making us thought leaders.
I know.
I'm sick of that, too.
I hate it.
I'm sick of people going, hey, I got through half your podcast, and I didn't know you were center left, Yanni. It's like I'm a comedian.
Yes.
Listen to the next episode. I'm going to say something racist. Stick around.
Exactly,
I'll get to
exactly.
something you like.
Yeah, I hate when they pick and choose. Like I saw Dave Attell on stage once. He goes, "What do you do, sir?" And the guy goes, "I work for Nickelodeon." He goes, "No wonder I'm hard." It's a funny joke.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he's not hard.
Right.
And so when you say the racist thing, they go, "Oh, you're racist." You're like, "That was the hard thing. That was the joke." It's funny because I'm not.
Right.
But then if you say another thing, they go, "Oh, that's a joke." Like, well, how come that one can't be a joke?
Well, I think that's a perfect example of what we were talking about before of being conditioned by AI and people acting like AI.
Right.
Because AI doesn't understand context, nuance, irony,
Humor. Yeah.
So,
Good point.
And people are taking things literally and saying, just hearing the word, and they're acting like an algorithm.
Yes.
Going, that's the word. That's the word. That's
So true.
Yeah. So they don't they just don't. And people are acting robotic.
They really are.
really are,
But
yeah.
here's the problem. I'm okay with the acting robotic. But if you go, no, actually, that was a joke, and they go, nah. And you're like, so now you're telling me how I felt.
Right.
Or you're telling me what I think, and you're never wrong.
Right.
They never retract.
Right.
That's what bugs me. You got to retract.
Well, they're in the content game too. So like, wait, you're not going to ruin my moment.
Yes.
Take you
yes.
down. Yeah, I'm a content creator too.
Exactly.
And my content is finding what Mark Norman did.
Well, that's why I think we keep glomming onto these like Lex Friedmans, these Hubermans, these we like these autistic-y, fact-based dudes who are just like, I work out, I believe in science, I believe in this, that, 1 + 1 = 2. We keep going to these guys. They're all over the internet. I've never seen these guys before as celebrities. And now they are, because I think we're just like, just tell me what's what, and I can't deal with this fluidity anymore.
Right. Well, I'll sum it up for you. Get some sunlight. Make sure you breathe heavy.
This guy's a millionaire off sunlight. He figured it out.
Sunlight, breathe, hold it.
Yeah.
Get a little second, hold it, and then let all the carbon dioxide out, and you'll be fucking fine.
Here's your $1 million check. Thank you.
Listen, if you have postpartum depression or you just got a terminal cancer diagnosis, do a cold plunge. You'll be fine, dude. Drink some vitamin C.
Yeah. And talk about going back to the beginning again. It's like you always say, we always go back, cyclical. We've just gone back to sunlight, eating meat, carnivore. It just keeps going back. Caveman diet, whatever the fuck,
And it's interesting you say that because also there's like, I think people are going very skeptical of Western medicine too.
Yes.
And science.
Yes.
So everything's going back.
It keeps
We're
coming
going,
back.
Give it to me live. I'm going to beat it with my immune system.
Yes, exactly. Holistic. And, the Amish are sitting back going, we told you, motherfuckers. You all made fun of us with the inbreeding and the butter churning.
Yeah, the Native Americans are going, we told you it wasn't bacteria that killed us. It was the demon spirit. And you guys are right. It's the devil.
Yes.
It's the trans-Nazi liberal mafia that got us.
Now let me throw an immigration thought at you.
You're big on this.
Well, I'm not smart enough to know what the right
Is it
answer
going to be
is.
similar to the text? Like get them out, catapult them back over?
Yeah. Fuck the wall, go with a catapult. A trebuchet. But So, you know what's weird? There's two sides. Let them in, don't let them in. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. I'm just observing. But the don't let them, the let them in side always says, well, you're a fucking immigrant. How about that? And my argument is that is a terrible argument because we killed everybody.
Right.
So you're saying let them in, but then you call me an immigrant, but my ancestors slaughtered Native Americans.
Right.
So isn't that a horrible argument? You see what I'm saying?
For you, but I didn't slaughter anyone.
Well, I didn't either.
Yeah,
But
my ancestors didn't.
I guess mine didn't either. But they go, white guy. Hey, white guy,
white
you
guy.
slaughtered all the Indians. And I'm like, well, then now you're making an argument to not let immigrants in.
Right, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, because they're going to slaughter everybody when they get here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's according to them.
Yeah, because what they're missing is people are shit.
Yes.
Yeah, they're missing that. No matter what their immigration status, they're shit.
Yeah, and no matter what race or country or nationality, we're all human nature, selfish cunts.
Yes, we are. And we kill whatever's closest. It's
Yes.
not necessarily racist. I mean, Protestants and Catholics been killing it. You kill whatever you have access to.
Yeah, and you kill whatever's different.
Yeah, you kill whatever's a little different or what's closest to you. And if there's a little difference, then you just kill it.
Yeah, because we always talk about race war, but like, look at the Hutus and the Shootsies or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah,
the
look
Tutsus.
at what people do in their own family. They kill their own wives
Yes.
and cousins. It's like, what different race was your wife? There's not a lot of mixed race murders.
That's true.
You never noticed that?
Good point.
Yeah, you never see a lot of like, hey, mulatto kids. I don't know if that's the right terminology.
I think it's called swirl or fusion.
Fusion couple. Yeah,
Yeah.
you never see a lot of white guy killing black women. Yeah,
Great point.
rampage killers or whatever they're called. Yeah,
Maybe they're too scared of being called racist
or
or
maybe maybe it's just that different immune system pussy is just what makes you happy.
Yes.
It's
and
like,
the kids are beautiful.
Robert, De Niro's happy. De
Yeah.
Niro's happy. He's on his sixth black wife or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bill Burr, black wife.
Happy.
Happy.
Kind of. Not really.
Well,
but
who can tell with him?
Yeah.
But yeah. No, you're right. This is it because my lady's a true crime fanatic. It's all day long with the true crime, and it's a lot of white wife, white husband, black wife, black husband, a lot of that, but rarely interracial.
Does she ever go like kill me?
She
She
loves.
she gets so obsessed with it. She's like, kill me tonight.
Well, she loves that bedroom,
Yeah.
violent, throw me around,
Oh.
call me crazy shit. And I'm a comedian, so I'm terrible at it. She's like, insult me. I'm like, yeah, you retard.
Yeah.
No one tells you it has to be sexy, too.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you fat
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, a lot of girls do like that. They like to be
Yeah.
dominated, like they just are into it. Yeah.
Is that caveman shit? Is that just going back to the old day? What is that? Or are women pampered a little all day, so they want to get it out at night with the violence?
I'm no psychiatrist. I don't know. I don't know who covers that. Neuroscience. I don't know. They got brain scans for it now. I don't know if you know that. Like, we're getting to the point now where. Well, I wanted to make a point. I don't want to lose it. But
God, don't lose it.
don't lose it. I'll keep this one.
Give me a key
We're going
word.
to get back to being able to read minds.
Okay, reading minds.
The Pink
Got it.
Floyd song, what they just did.
Oh,
'Cause it's
I didn't hear
big,
this.
big news. Yeah, it's
Oh.
not, just like you said. It hasn't misgendered anyone yet.
Yeah,
So it's not big news.
Exactly.
It's not racist yet. It's not fat phobic or yelling at their backup dancers allegedly, which
Yes.
is hilarious.
Got to have conflict.
Yeah. College football fans, are you ready? Week 1 is coming up. DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking us up with a can't-miss offer to start the season strong. This week, customers can bet just $5 on college football and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Crazy. So, go right now to DraftKings and get it started. I like to bet on college football immediately. I check you gotta go check with the handicapper. Okay? Because I got 2 daughters now, so I check with the handicapper, I get my line, and I trust the algorithms, baby. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Just you?
Oh, yeah.
You just throw the dollars down
Yeah.
because you're wild.
I just throw a dart.
You throw a dart and see what happens. Anything can happen in college football. Your team can go from unranked to destiny mode in just a couple years. Change comes fast. The only thing that's a lock is the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Life's more fun when you're on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code YPH. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on college football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code YPH. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help us problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Casino and Resort KS. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. ccdkng.co/football for eligibility terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. We don't got time to cook, but you know who does? Boom! Factor. This happens to be my favorite one right here. This right here is the creamy pesto pork chops. They're absolutely delicious. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, and they can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. All you gotta do is heat this bad boy up. You save time, you eat well, stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. It just takes away all that thinking and prep of what I'm going to eat. Boom, it's already planned out for you. Too busy with your goals this summer, you know, you're trying to get in shape, you can't cut down on that gym time to go to the grocery store. Factor did it for you. It's incredible meals. They're nutritious, they're delicious. They're Factor fresh, never frozen meals, and they're ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do, like I said, is heat it up and enjoy, then go back to crushing those goals because you're on the go, my man. Refresh your healthy habits without missing a beat. Choose from 34 plus weekly flavor-packed dietitian-approved meals ready to eat in 2 minutes. Level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time. Treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccoli, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. They got everything. Go do it. Go try Factor. This is a no-brainer. Round out your meals and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45-plus add-ons, including breakfast items like delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, potato, bacon, egg breakfast skillet, or for an easy wellness boost, try refreshing beverage options like cold pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. It's all on there. It's very easy. With Factor, you can rest assured you're making a sustainable choice. We offset 100% of their delivery emissions, source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices, and feature sustainability sourced seafood in their meals. These guys are environmentally conscious. So right now, go to factormeals.com/Yannis50 and use code Yannis50 to get 50% off. I eat these all the time when me and my wife don't feel like cooking. I mean, they sponsor us, and they have in the past, so it made it easy for me. I fell in love with it, so I just pop it in and dinners, and then I don't have to worry about overeating either. It's just you bang, you eat this, the calories are right there. This is 660. Yeah, I stay jacked. That's code 50. That's code Yannis50 at factormeals.com/Yannis50 to get 50% off.
So I love it how people think white people care about each other.
I know.
Like when you get into the details of white,
Yes.
nobody cares about it. The white people don't. I think white people care more about minorities than they do about white people.
100%.
There was no march. You know, people don't march for white people don't get together to march for any whiteys.
No, that's so true. And people are always like, white supremacy. I'm like, I didn't even think about Greg.
Yeah.
You know, he's the last guy I'm thinking about me. We're actually very selfish.
Yeah.
You know, and the only reason we care about minorities is to look good.
Right.
You know, and it's not that I don't care about them, but I don't care about honkies either.
Right.
I don't care about anybody. And I think that might be the best way to live.
Yeah.
Just fix your own shit.
Yeah, you just look at Europe and you go, I'm not sure that they're all in on the same thing. They're
Yes,
just murdering
yes.
each other for fucking a couple of thousand years, like
Totally.
literally murdering each other.
And they're all white.
They're all whiteys.
Except for the Sicilians.
I
They're
mean,
on
you
the
look
edge.
at the Ukrainians and Russians right now, you're going like, is that a different language? How are you different?
So true. Just
Yeah.
one imaginary line.
Yeah,
That's it.
And they're just slaughtering each other. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really just that. So that's just the funny point I want to make about that. But yeah, now they're being able to read brainwaves and could detect the song Pink Floyd. So the logical conclusion is they will be able to read your mind based on a brain scan. They'll be able to
That's not good.
have words for they'll be able to figure out language based on brainwaves. Yeah.
I don't
they're
get what is the Pink Floyd thing? I don't get what does that
So
mean?
they were able to detect the song.
Yeah.
Like you singing a song.
Wow.
Yeah. Pink Floyd's The Wall or something by brainwaves
This is a
and
good-
nail it.
Good way to catch pedophiles.
They're going to catch everybody. Now, what do you like you saying we can't put Pandora back in the box?
Yeah, that's no good.
AI is we have an invention now. That's the new thing. Is
Yes.
the AI is like this is a this is something for the first time that we've taught to think. So
Yes.
it's like we created something to think.
Big mistake.
So you think it is? You think we should put Pandora back in the box, or we should go with it and get an AI white? Like a lot of good could come out of it, right?
A lot of good. They say it'll cure cancer.
If you fucking AI, they're going to be able to make an AI woman. Like,
Yes.
you ever fucked a fleshlight? Tried it out of curiosity?
Yes, I have. Yes,
It feels great.
It's great.
If you get lube in there,
But here's
not that I know.
here's
Well,
the
yes, I tried. We did it together.
yeah. We had a long one. We fucked each end. We jizzed on each other's dicks. But here's why AI is not good.
Right.
You keep saying the sex robot thing.
Right.
What do I want least in a sex robot than human emotion? I don't want a sex robot going, I have a headache, or whatever, he defiled me. No, that's why I got you, the fucking robot. And it's same with the women. You don't want a vibrator being like, you're not so fresh. You know, that's going to fuck you up.
Right.
So I think once the sex robots get emotion, we're going to shut the whole thing down.
Right.
Because some nerd scientist is going to be plowing his lady or his sex robot, and she's going to be like, I didn't ask for this or whatever. And he's going to go, all right, this is not good.
Right, because they start thinking. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll go, hey, let's go back to the beginning, and I want to fuck a real thing again.
Yes. Yes.
A real thing.
But the sex robots will be a window into like, oh, this is a bad idea, I
Right,
think, you know?
right,
Because if they get human emotion, then the combat robots get human emotion, then we're fucked.
Oh, yeah. So it's better if they just act like psychopathic people
yes.
without emotion.
Yes.
So it's the emotions that make us dangerous. It kind of is.
100%.
Yeah, it kind of is.
You see a woman flipping out of a restaurant,
Yeah.
that's emotion.
Yeah. Are emotions real?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very real.
Yeah.
Too real.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lady thing where I think women get hurt and they have this weird thing in their head where they believe they have carte blanche to like scorch earth.
Right.
And you're like, well, you're just hurt. I guess guys do it too, but you know, you zing a woman and she'll hold that to the grave.
But an emotion can be like it can be an illusion, right? Like if you watch
Sure.
a movie and you get scared, you're scared, but it's not real. You're not in a
Well, the visual isn't real, but the emotion is real.
right.
So I think emotions that's the other scary part is that you can manifest them without even the actual thing. Like you're having that fight or flight, you're at Paranormal Activity in the Midtown Times Square Theater, and you're having that, it's the same with sex. Like your body doesn't know, your dick doesn't know you have a condom on.
Right.
It's trying to reproduce.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah. How do you deal with it? Do you have fight or flight? Do you ever get into that panic?
Oh, all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
The time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a mess. I don't know. I grew up in a southern waspy family, and you bottle.
You bottle it.
Yeah, then you come out with the booze, or you punch a pillow, or you kill a hooker, whatever it is.
Yeah. How come? Why is that overlooked as a solution? That's a great. It's worked for a long time.
Killing hookers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it's like bottling it up, just kind of throwing some booze on it, pouring some liquid alcohol on it,
Yeah.
holding it down, pushing it down. It works. Pushing it down works.
It worked, and it worked for, well, I mean, we've been in a million wars, but it worked, my dad did it, and he
Yeah.
never hit anybody.
Right. What do you mean? So he just held it down, you felt?
Held it down. He was an angry guy.
Yeah.
He was just always bubbling. Like anything would set him off, but I think men could do that a little more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not saying it's good, but you could at least work that muscle,
Yeah.
of learning how to hold. Because now everyone has one discomfort, and they go to Twitter and just start going off.
Right. Or they just hit their lady.
Yeah.
And you hit your lady because, what are you going to do? Go hit another guy and get hit?
Right.
Like that?
Right. And we've taught everybody that, you're special, you're important, you're way of the highway. So they're like, I hit that guy, but I was hurting. And
Yeah.
you're like, I know, but you still hit a guy.
Yeah.
That's what drives me fucking nuts about society today. Like Chappelle makes a trans joke, which everybody gets mad about, and then some guy tackles him with a knife.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, he made a joke. And you're
Right.
like, wait, our priorities are all off.
Yeah, but you have to ask the guy who charged him with a knife, how has society failed you?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
Let's-
It's never his fault.
No. Yeah, you're right. It's
It's flipped. We're so worried about the words and the misgendering and all that. And I'm not saying that's good, but attacking someone with a knife is worse.
right. The problem with empathy is it's endless.
Yes!
It doesn't end. And that's why these people get caught up.
Great
and then,
sentence.
And then people flip on them.
Yeah.
Because you're playing the empathy game and you're going, I'm out here for this population. I'm out here for, that's what happened to Lizzo. I'm out here representing the big
Yes.
girls. And then the shysters go, all right, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be, and so any little thing
Brilliant.
you do, because you said you're out here for the big girls, but what you forgot to mention was you're a diva cunt. Like the rest of them, because that is sort of the prototypical personality.
Of course.
Of someone who's fawned upon and has sycophants everywhere.
Ellen.
Yeah, you forgot that little detail because
Yes.
you're playing up this other part.
Exactly.
Yeah, you care about fat people because you're fat.
Right.
And you hire fat girls because it makes you look good. But people forgot that you made us want to touch, strip, whatever they made up or
so
said they
true.
were. Yeah.
It's all for you. It's like when you book a show and someone goes, hey, you need more diversity on the lineup. And that means that black guy's going, hey, book me.
Yeah.
But then I go, oh, you're right. And I book an Asian. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I thought you said diversity. So you just want to get booked.
We're all selfish pieces of garbage.
Yeah.
We are. And that's what used to make altruistic actions special.
Right.
Because they were real, because we knew we were selfish pieces of shit. And that's what used to make people less extreme in their politics. Because it's like, look, I'm a liberal because guess what? I'm poor and I'm whatever.
Yes.
But then when I got rich, you're like, all right, I changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, that's what people do.
That's exactly
And we
right.
kind of more understood it. But now everyone pretends that there's some sort of pure
Yes.
theorist and like they toe the line no matter what. It's like, you're full of shit.
Right.
You're full of shit.
Yeah, because you can say all the right things online. You know, you go, hey, the earth is crumbling, climate change is a problem. Then you get on your private jet.
Yeah.
You know, or you get in your smart car, which has cobalt mines in Africa and kids are dying, but you got the tweet out.
Yeah, you
so you're
got the
good.
tweet out and you get on your private jet and you dump your next girl that turns 25.
Yeah.
Isn't that a climate? That's got to be a climate hazard. Just the sheer volume of women that he's wasting.
Oh
Just
my
use
God.
one and reuse it.
That's not very green. That's brilliant. Write that down. That's gold.
We're at bar 4. It's
Yeah.
recorded. This one's recorded.
Hallelujah.
This one is recorded. So yeah, you.
Great point.
Yeah, it's a good point. And your dad and you and your mom all grew up in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I said it right, and that was a last-second decision because I was about to say New Orleans.
Yeah, I was out on Houston Street the other day.
For you guys, that's what the equivalent to.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
And that was always interesting to me as a guy from Brooklyn because I knew nothing about New Orleans. I went there to do the Joker's cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was the only time I've been in New Orleans, and I saw a homeless guy chase another homeless guy with a knife, bleeding.
Yeah.
And then I saw I swear to God, and then I was walking in the tourist area, whatever that is, and I saw a guy hit another guy with a brick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a big day.
Yeah, and then we were with Ari. It was me, Nate, and Ari. We went to some casino there, gambled some money. And then
Eras.
we were on some main street, which is very dangerous at night.
Canal.
And Ari went and took out cash from an ATM at like 2 in the morning. And I was going like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And he did it because
Yeah.
he needs to feel.
Sure.
And New Orleans is sketchy.
Everybody said, "Oh, you're moving to New York. Are you nervous?" And I said, "New Orleans is way more dangerous than New York. New York's got its problems, but at least there's people around.
Right.
You know, New Orleans, you could just hit a guy with a brick and walk away.
It's kind of what I witnessed.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like, "You all right?" Like, yeah, and they just scuffled him over there, and he was bleeding all red. I think he was bleeding already.
Yeah.
They hit him with a beer. He's like, he's bleeding more, and
Yeah.
I'm all right. And they're like street people, so they have a strength that we don't. They can take bricks. Yeah.
Yes. And there's some crank going through the veins, I'm sure. But
It's adrenaline. Yeah.
I was at New Orleans with a bunch of comics, and Andy Haynes was there, and he was going, "You guys need to shut up. It's not that bad here." Because Joe List was like, "Man, I'm telling you, this area is crazy." And he's like, "Shut up. You're always bitching about the kooks and the bums." Right, we're saying that we're outdoors at a restaurant, and a guy got stabbed in the street in front of us. And Joe List is like, "All right, what are we doing here?" Most point proven I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. What did Andy Haynes say after that?
He said, "I'll have the swordfish," or whatever. You know, he just tried to avoid it, which is what everybody does.
Because even then, he wanted to stay right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
People want to be right
They
no matter
want to be
what.
right. They want to have their moment, like you said. It's so true.
It's really, I've noticed a lot in this era. There's not a lot of. I think I might have been wrong about that.
Never. You never see that anymore.
Everyone's like a borderline personality, like
Yeah.
disorder. That's like my mother. She never admitted, like she never said, "Oh, I'm wrong about that." It's like it's dictatorial. Everyone's
Yes.
Everyone's like their own little dictator
Yes.
and telling you like it is.
They hate Trump, but they kind of act Trumpy.
Yeah, they act
Yeah.
very Trumpy.
So it's a weird
They-
time.
They have their little castle and they issue their edicts from their Twitter profiles and their whatever, if they're over 50 from their Facebook or if they're
Right.
under 20 from their Snapchat, you know,
Yeah.
over a dick pic. I guess it's going to get to that point.
Yeah.
The dick pic, but also, you know,
Ah,
feed the homeless.
feed the homeless. That's true. Stop cockfighting. You're like, wait, what? I'm getting mixed messages here with the dick and the cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's a great billboard.
Yeah, and you were progressive before progressive started. You were raised by a transgendered woman,
Transvestite.
transvestite, different.
Yeah, that
And
was
that you know the nuance shows.
Cross-dressing.
Right.
Yes.
Eddie Izzard raised you.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically, but he looked like Ving Rhames. Big black guy. And
isn't it wild when you got to call one who can't pull it off, ma'am?
I never did. I just
Because your brain's going, sup, brah.
yeah, of course.
But
of
your
course.
mouth's going, hey, ma'am.
Yeah. So true. So true. But yeah, big black guy. And it gets normal, you know? Like everybody's like, these drag queens are raising kids at the schools. And I'm like, it does get normal.
Yeah.
After like a week, you're like, that's Yannis.
Yeah.
But that was his name. It's too perfect. The drag queen thing is so weird because everybody's like, they're not grooming kids. And I'm like, I agree. I don't think they're grooming kids. But there's still a drag queen in a story hour in a 3-year-old's classroom or 5-year-old, whatever it is. And I'm like, it's very odd.
Yeah.
It's just a weird, like, how do we get here?
Yeah.
This is a big shift.
Well, I think I made the joke. I was true on your podcast, which I had a blast on, was, yeah, I wouldn't even want you at my daughter's
Yeah.
school.
Yes,
And you're
yes.
a great comic who's not that dirty.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I wouldn't want you saying, fuck or anything.
Yeah.
Let alone Aaron Berg. I mean, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
my God.
You go in there, what are you, fucking, look at this Asian.
Yeah.
Okay, look at you holding black cock. I'm like, she's 4.
Yeah.
Imagine Louis J. Gomez showing up, or Jay, or.
Good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
They're just comedians.
And you like those guys.
They're hilarious.
You have nothing against them,
No.
nor drag queens.
They're
but
my
it's just,
they're my colleagues. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want me showing up.
Yes,
God forbid. I mean,
exactly.
I show up in a wig. I'm like, what's up, ladies? Like,
it's true.
You know, it's there needs to be, and it's funny because these are like, these would be like conservative. You know, they're just now like we're like being like. We're being straight. We're being like straight edge. Like hey,
square.
leave the kids alone. We're
Right.
being squares. Yeah, that's what I meant, squares. But not really. We're just being like, hey, didn't that used to be a line? Because like
Yeah.
if there was one drag queen, we would cheer it. Because like, yeah, come on, she broke the
Sure,
rules.
sure.
But now it's like, all right, guys.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we bring back the line of?
I
Can we
know.
bring back the line of like, go to the night, get back in the fucking
Go to
smoky
the
nightclub.
nightclubs.
Yeah.
Yes. Say the dirty jokes and then high kick and have the boa and that's all great. But it's just weird. The weird part is I don't even care about the drag queen. I just care that if you go, a little weird. That came out of nowhere. And you're like, oh my god, you have one of these guys who says they groom. I'm like, I'm just saying it's a little weird. And the fact that you can't acknowledge that is also weird.
Yeah. Even though we it's like. It's like you're trying to deny rain. You're trying to deny. It's
Yes.
weird. It's
I just need the acknowledgement,
Yeah.
or I'll just start going. Am I crazy? I guess I'm crazy. I guess I'm a psycho. You know?
And even them, it's like not just if I was a guy looking trans,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would have a little more of a sense of humor. Like you just have to, it's like.
Yeah. Why is it all or nothing?
Yeah,
You're in
why
this
is
bin or
it-
in this
Yeah,
bin.
why is it got to be like? Can't you understand a little bit?
Yeah, it's
why I might slip once.
Yes.
And be like, come on, bro. Like it just might,
And we understand the nuance of
You got a
gender.
beard. You have a beard.
Beard and a bulge. But like we can understand the nuance of gender. Maybe I'm a little fluid. I'm on the gay spectrum, but we can't have any kind of opinion spectrum.
That's a great point. Like you can't have any. There's no spectrum for how you might have interpreted it.
Yeah. Just immediately, you're a bigot. Like,
Yeah.
well, wait, huh? How
That would be
do
great. Like I'm on the interpretation spectrum. I'm
Yes.
non-binary with my interpretation.
I'm fluid.
You're saying call me she, but I see a lot of things.
There you go.
I see a male. I see a female. I see a dick. I'm getting different data.
Yeah. yes, exactly. But that, to me, that's where it becomes a little authoritarian, where it's like, you have to think this. And you're like, but what if I don't?
Yeah.
I can't tell my brain what to do. It
Right.
just sees things. It's like being gay. It's like, this pussy is hot. Like, I'm gay. I don't like it.
Right.
Like, how come I can be gay, but I can't? You allow that opinion or that feeling, but you can't allow the other confused feeling.
To me, it's a little sad because I feel like the gays made so much headway and they were there. It's like they won. And this is old Marcus Aurelius quote that I always
I love Aurelius.
Yeah, he goes, it's you never you got to know when to pick up the plow and put down the sword. Meaning like the war's over.
Yeah.
You can't. The war's over. You gotta put down the sword and pick up the plow.
Interesting.
Right? The war happened. And so what happens
Go
with a
back
lot
to
of these
work.
activists, because it's their identity, it's their job, there's some financial, they just keep going.
Right.
And they do more harm. So it's like you won the war, gay marriage. There was a point where like 70-something% of Republicans were for gay marriage, which is like unheard of.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in an era where
Sure.
the right wing the base was Christian conservative.
Yes.
And gays were considered like devil
Fringe
worshipers.
weirdos.
And now you got the right going like, we don't care about gay marriage anymore. It's like, all right, this is your time to just like recede back into your club, suck each other's dicks, and enjoy.
Enjoy the progress.
Yeah, stop trying to push it into fucking the middle of Alabama. It's like they're not into it.
Right.
It's like going to Europe and going like, fuck this soccer stuff. Play basketball.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck, we love. You can't.
We love soccer.
It's our culture.
Yes.
We're Christian. We're okay with what you do.
Let them live.
Let them live, which is the most you can achieve in America. Is like let people live, let them have their cultures because they're Christian shit. That's their culture,
Right.
And it's just as good. Who's to say what's better?
Exactly.
You know, they're having a great time playing board games or sucking each other off through a sheet. I don't know what they do. I don't know what these fucking religious people how they fuck, but they're having a great time. It makes it hotter.
Way hotter.
I mean, dude, it makes it hotter.
Yeah.
I remember like getting jerked off. It's a PG. Getting jerked off. I have a kid now, so it always goes through my mind. I'm like,
yeah.
Should I just go full Gaffigan? I remember getting hanky-panky behind a rock. No, with a Catholic girl, and it was hotter just for the cycle.
Hot.
It's almost the religion's almost worth it for what they produce.
Yes.
Like the naughty girls that they produce is almost worth it. I want them to go through that repression just to make it hotter. When
Of course.
Too open, what's hot?
What's hot? Exactly. It's not hot, and you got to keep upping it. Like when I was a
Make
kid.
America hot again. I get it. We need a big Christian right-wing movement to get everything down, and then it's hot again because we're breaking rules.
Maha.
Bring on the Ayatollah.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, people would get married to get laid.
Right.
Like they were so pent up, and you were a Catholic, so you couldn't fuck pre-marriage, premarital sex. So they'd get married. They'd make a lifelong decision just for some pussy one night. That's how hot it was.
It's hot, yeah.
Hot.
Did you grow up Catholic?
I didn't, but I went to Catholic school. New Orleans, very Catholic city.
Yeah.
South, and so my parents were atheists, so I got to just kind of look back, and I went to Catholic school as an atheist, so I was a weirdo. I didn't know how to do the cross thing or the communion.
So why did they send you to Catholic school as an atheist?
I went to public school my whole life, and it was getting a little dicey. And I was getting beat up, fights, and you hang out with the wrong crowd, and then they're like, "You're going to Catholic high school."
So none of that stuff swayed you when you were in there.
No,
stuff,
I thought it's weirder when you're amongst everyone and you're the outsider because you're like, man, all that shit, the holy water, the cross, and this and that, and the priests are weird.
You're like a spy. You're like a spy.
Totally,
yeah.
totally. I felt total fish out of water, and it made it way weird. I'd go to church. I'd sleep at my friend's house. You wake up Sunday morning, and they're like, "We're going to church," and I was like, "I've never been to church in my life." And you're sitting there like, Jesus is up there shirtless, the weird photos with blood and stabbing, and I was like, "This sucks." Who's this for?
It's really a little bit of a downer, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Psalms and all that. Oh God, hated it.
The white churches, that way you can go black and white, you can make a distinction because all white churches are downers.
Yeah,
And you go to a
100%.
black church and you're like, damn, it's
a party.
Crying, I don't know why I'm crying. There's drum going.
Yes.
And someone who gets up and sings, and you're like, Jesus Christ, her voice.
Yeah. I mean, the black church is broken so many cities, like Brandy and Mariah Carey and Whitney. They're all from black church.
Yeah, you're never going to hear about a Catholic priest putting out an album.
Forever and ever.
Now, growing up atheist, are you secure in that? Like, what do you feel? You're an atheist now?
Yeah, well, to me, it's not like a movement, or I just don't buy it.
Right.
I want to buy it. I wish I was religious. They have a better life. They live longer. They tend to be happier statistically. But I just don't believe it.
Right.
So I just don't know what to do.
Right. So what do you do? Like you work a lot.
Yeah.
You're a guy who works.
I love work.
Even
I love
you're
comedy.
Like, I got some free time. Let's squeeze this in right here.
Yes,
You're like,
exactly.
you want to work.
I want to work, and I have a big death fear, and you got to get as much hay plowed before the sunshine or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
And big death fear, and this is all we got. We can put this out, and in 500 years, people can see it.
Do you have any existentialist angst about like, oh, it's all worth nothing, or?
Yeah, there's that, but I think the satisfaction is the accomplishment. Like, hey, I got this new joke working. That felt so good to get it working after all that frustrating struggling of not being able to crack it. I finally cracked it. That reward is really the good part, and then you go, let me do it again, and again. And I think that's the key to life. It's not about everybody's going, how do I get happy? You got to make it. You got to make it happy, and it's a choice.
It's the opposite of cheap dopamine.
Yes.
Yeah. I've had this realization similar to that it doesn't matter what you're doing. I think America shows you these examples and makes you envious, going like,
Yes.
like the whole reason why poor people here think they're poor is because they're watching Drake all day yell about bottles of champagne and
Right.
pussy.
Yachts.
It's like, take them all, put them on a fucking 2-day trip to Somalia.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you guys, this is poverty, and then they come back here and they'll feel different.
Great
right?
call.
They'll go, it's a trip to vacay. It's a vacay to Somalia therapy.
Yes.
For everyone who thinks they're poor, where you can get $1 burger, you can get an iPhone, you're wearing Nikes. It's
Right.
Nobody's poor in America.
No.
Relative.
Flat screen, 2 cars, iPhone. Yeah, good sneakers. They all have a necklace. They all have tattoos. Tattoos aren't cheap.
They're not cheap, exactly. And I think that would give perspective and let us know, like, all right, if there's a town that doesn't have clean water, we need to fix that because, like, this isn't Somalia.
Yes.
Right? So it's
agreed.
like, Flint, if some place doesn't have clean water, you're like, all right, we need to, that's something. I think Republicans and Democrats can agree on something like that.
Yes, yes.
Because everyone gains some perspective
Right.
from that. It's like,
Well, again, it's got to be juicy, like the George Floyd BLM. Everybody's like, I'm donating immediately. This is insane. Holy shit. And it was just such a movement. But then you go, Flint has no water. And they go, they'll figure it out. But it wasn't sexy.
Right.
You got to make it. You got to brand.
and I think it's because we've gotten so good at marketing.
Yes.
And there's the profit motive is really what America's about.
Right.
We are here for the principle of interest, nothing in the interest of principle. And we've gone full blown interest now, where everyone's become their own Madison Avenue, quaff kind of marketer.
100%. I mean, Trump is all marketing. It's just marketing.
And what you do is you're manipulating the chemicals in people's brains.
Yeah.
You're getting them hyped up. You're releasing endorphins, angry, stuff like that. We've become drug deal. We're all dealing each other drugs.
Yeah.
Some of us get high on our own supply, and that's bad. It's like you got to choose now.
Right.
Whether you're going to be a depressed drug consumer or a drug user. If I'm putting out the fucking salacious content, then I can't consume it. Because then it's like we're all
That's great.
We're all kind of moralist drug dealers for profit.
Yeah.
We're shameless whore.
Shameless whore.
This is the United States of Apple and Amazon and Google.
Yeah.
USA UG. And it's all chemical. It's really like we're manipulating each other's brains because what you said is the truth. And I think people would mistake that and go, I got to become a comedian like Mark Norman. You can't. Trust me, I'm a professional comedian.
It's a lot of work.
There's only one Mark Norman. He has a natural ability. It's not like you work hard, but you have your brain goes joke. I mean, you follow you on Twitter. You go like, this guy's got a brilliant joke mind.
Oh, thanks.
It's like an athlete. No, you don't get to where you're getting without any natural talent. That's the lie people are being told.
Oh, I thought it was mostly work, like 90-10. What do you think?
So,
you think LeBron just has a God's gift?
LeBron 90-10?
Yeah, he's a 6'9".
Now you're at the top level, right? So you're at the top level of comedy. So that was like, and I'm a professional too. I'm close there. I'm not where you are, but I'm up. But we're pros, right?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
go see us live, you'll tell the difference between us and somebody you saw on TikTok.
Great point.
There's no question about that.
Yes, yes.
We're at the top. The guys who get to the top, it's hard work, but there's also, because I had a couple sports shows, and I could see the athletes, they're freaks. It's like there's a difference. And I'm not talking about what you can create with 14 seconds on TikTok and make people think that the show's going to be that.
Sure.
It's not. You go see Mark, the show's going to be that.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound crazy, but if you see me, wire to wire, you're going to get a show.
It's going to be great.
Because I trained in that, and I was always fun. Like, it's just I have a talent for it.
Yeah, you have a knack.
And you have a knack for it. It's like when you get to that top level, there is you get separated by inches by like there's something innate.
Yes.
Genuine. It's like when you see an athlete. I mean, I have a picture of Gronkowski. His fucking hands look like a catcher's mitt.
Wow.
It's like he's 6'7" and all that, but his hands. And then Terrell Owens, I remember meeting him. They look like aliens. They look like
wow.
ET.
Yeah.
If you look at Troy Aikman on television when he's commentating, just look at the hand. Look at these guys' hands. Barkley's like 6'4", but there's just something. His head. He's
yes.
Because you go. I tried to try out for a Division I team, 2 guards, 6'4". The heights are similar. There's just a little difference.
Yeah.
It's a little extra oomph.
Yes.
Or a little extra speed.
Well, you watch I watched Kobe's doc, and he's got the height, but the mind, he's just like, I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to stay in the gym longer. I'm going to stay on the court longer.
But he was also 6'7".
Exactly.
But very agile.
But I'm saying you get those two together, and it's over.
You get those two together, that's what makes the top.
Yes,
that's what
exactly.
makes it top. So I would say, I don't know if it's 90-10. It's mostly hard work. Mostly hard
'cause
work.
We all know funny guys who are like, this is the funniest guy at the bar. He's killing everybody. He's funnier than me. And he goes on stage. You're like, this guy's a natural, but he just drinks too much, smokes a bunch of weed all day, doesn't work at it, and then he becomes a line cook.
Right. And then you got those guys who have no talent who are working.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll go to their pages just like,
It's impressive.
I get curious and I'm like, they're still doing comedy.
I know.
And they're
I know.
like, got 3 bar shows, 4 bar shows.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some delusion in that, or it
Sure.
makes them feel good, but they work hard.
Yeah.
It's just, in this era, anything's possible because you can get one clip up and make it happen. But technically, I think live, like we're like athletes, and if you see us live, that's where you can separate where people are.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I remember listening to some story with Louis C.K. He said Chris rocked at SNL, whatever. Then he went on the road for 2 years. And you're like, Chris was a funny guy, whatever. He came back, and they all said, he's doing a show at Carolina. Let's go see him. He'd been gone for 2 years. And they were all like, it was Bring the Pain.
Right.
And they were like,
Jesus Christ.
what the fuck is this? Who's this guy? This is the best thing I've ever seen. I could never do that. Cut to, I don't know, 10 years later, you got Chewed Up, which is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
So you could do it.
Yeah.
But it's just about the work.
Right.
They had to work as hard as Chris Rock did.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah, and seeing them live is where it all you can see the full. You can see it's the best way to consume comedy, and
no
it's
doubt
where you
about
can
it.
see you really can consume and feel the level of the skill
Yes.
in the comedian
Yes.
that you're watching.
It's like porn.
Yeah.
If you fuck somebody versus watching fucking them.
That's a great analogy.
It's just you feel the dick going in your ass and all that, and then you come. So yeah, it's totally different. Live is the way to go. Every special you lose 28% of that magic.
It is true, like because just live is the best. But yeah, when you watch it, it's the jokes. Like you get enthralled by the material. I think more than the energy. The energy is a part of it when you're live and you with other people.
Yeah.
So, but when you watch the jokes, it's when something's really good. I've had this realization too. When something's really good, you can enjoy it alone. Like basic stuff you enjoy with people, like noises, like beats. Just like normal beats.
Mm-hmm.
You get hypnotized as a group. But when something's really good, you can kind of enjoy it alone, and the person next to you can be enjoying it for totally different reasons.
Yes,
because it kind of mixes with your thing.
Well, what's interesting. This is why I liked this is why I'd go to bar 4, because you were kind of heady. Like you had funny jokes, obviously, and funny takes, but you went to a smarter place, and I think that's the best comedy. Look, we all love Stephen Wright, but when you can really get to the nitty gritty of an idea and tear it apart and show you a new piece of it. Like I have all these jokes on TikTok that I can't get people to laugh at, but I'll post them on TikTok and they'll kill.
Right.
They'll kill on it because that hit somebody's brain. It's not the joke's bombing, so I take it out of my act.
Right.
But I go, fuck it, I worked on it, put it on TikTok or Instagram, and they go viral.
Right.
Isn't that fascinating? That it's
fascinating.
not getting a laugh, but I think the idea is decent. So they work online.
I think maybe, it's just like the expectation's different when you watch something. You're more paying attention
Maybe.
cerebrally.
Maybe.
And then when you're in a crowd, you're like consumed by that. Because something does happen to humans when they're in a group,
Yes.
It's like you could kill people.
Yeah.
The right leader, you're just like, okay, I don't know what that is.
We've seen Hitler do it.
Yeah, something happens. Like, they call it groupthink, or
Oh yeah.
it's like a phenomenon. They've researched it. It had followers. You just become a follower.
Yeah.
They did that awful study. I can't remember where it was, where people just became bad.
I saw that.
It's like, we'll just do it. We'll just he's doing it. I'm doing it.
Right, we can shift real quick, and
quick.
ideologies get made, and leaders they start telling you what's what. You kind of believe it. Look at cults. How many cults keep happening?
Gee, it's crazy. How
People
those guys-
need a thing.
Yeah, and it's all to fuck everyone's wife. That's
Every
why
time.
the cult leaders just fucking everyone's wife for
Yep.
Jesus, and they fall for it. Yeah.
But the problem, and this is a society in a nutshell. You see these cults, and if you were in that cult or you were the neighbor and you went up to 16 people and you were like, this guy's a piece of shit, you're all being tricked, they'd kill you.
Right.
And that's how I feel as a civilian in America. I feel like everybody's in this weird bubble, ideological, this and that, and you go, this is weird, and they go, kill him!
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not wrong, you're wrong. But that's how I feel.
Well, that's what I think makes a comedian so important to society, and you can
Maybe.
tell the health of a society is because you're a comedian. You just said that. If you're starting to feel that, there's some truth to it.
I didn't feel it 10 years ago.
Right, and I didn't either. And when you said it, people are going to listen to this and go, he has a point. It is a point. Like it didn't used to be that way 10 years ago.
No, it was fun. It was
yeah.
like, oh, I got this joke working about dogs.
Yeah.
You know, you had your societal commentary, but it wasn't like this. Like, I think that's why like a Tim Dillon is so big, because you just watch him on a mic and you're like, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Right.
Or it's just so ridiculous that you're like, all right, he's being so ironic.
Right.
Like he had a whole thing about how these school shootings kept happening. He's like, give pedophiles guns.
Yeah.
Because they'll protect kids. Who wants kids to die less than pedophiles?
Right.
And that's such a ridiculous, funny take. But it's like, it's refreshing. You sit back and you're like jerking off. Like, all right, this guy's not a retard.
Right.
You know, he's just making jokes.
I think that was the episode with me. I was on that episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was episode 300. It was right when the Texas shooting
Oh,
happened. And we
Uvalde.
did this whole thing about how there should be, Tommy, we should need fashion armor.
Yeah.
We need like let's get rid of the guns. Why? Let's like make it mainstream. Like
Yes.
everyone's got like Tommy Hilfiger body armor. And there's a moat around the school. And
Yeah.
the pedophiles will guard the school because who cares about kids more than the pedophiles?
Right.
So you give
That's
them guns.
gold.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I think I actually said it, but
Oh,
it's okay.
sorry.
No, but
I heard it on the show.
no, but it's funny because one of us said it, but
Yeah.
I think I might have.
That's
But it was
killer.
funny because we were riffing so much that
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said and I don't remember what I said.
Right.
I just, it's just, it was such, and that's what I love about two-man comedy a lot of times is because something happens that's different. It's a different dynamic than stand-up.
Yes.
I particularly love two-man comedy. Like even this.
I love it.
It's something about it that's a different, and it's also a classic format.
Sure.
That's kind of got lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was big.
Yeah.
It was big setup, and you kind of act like the anatomy of a joke with each other.
Yes.
Like, setup, boom, then
Yes.
boom, boom.
But I think a podcast allows you to breathe a little more, whereas that has to be joke, laugh. This I think you can get further with a podcast
Absolutely.
and a two-man.
But we're essentially doing that.
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
100%.
I mean, people think we're just having a convo, but our comedian brains
Yeah.
are going. Okay, we got a hit.
Yeah, and that's why they watch.
Yeah, that's why they watch, because we're fucking entertaining, and don't try it at home or try it and try to blow up. I don't know what to tell you. I just feel bad. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell people now because everyone's like trying to be a comedian.
But let them try it. Let them fail.
Yeah, I mean, do it.
It's
I don't
also
know.
10 years of struggling and hell and open mics and bombing and poor. So do that part too, by the way.
I don't think you have to anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
just try to get your online thing going. And I think we should be encouraging people to do, because I don't know what else. Their jobs are all being taken by artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
There's not many things left.
Maybe this one will too.
I don't think they can. I
I
think
hope
this is
you're
one of the
right.
safe ones.
I hope you're right.
It's like banging a real chick, drinking a real brew, and getting a real laugh. That's why they're the most recession-proof things. You ever think about it? When recessions hit, everyone's drinking.
Yep.
Everyone's fucking.
Yep.
And everyone's going to see the comics.
yeah.
Good times are horrible for comedy. That's why Miami's such a tough market. You go there and people are like, this is the worst thing that happened to me all day.
Yeah, right?
Inside, listening to jokes. I want to be outside doing blow, fucking a Cuban girl.
Yeah. I got to hear about it. Anxiety's weird. What the fuck? Turn on the merengue.
This is your what special?
Let's see. Did an album, then a Comedy Central hour, then a Comedy Central half hour, then a YouTube hour, then a Netflix half hour, now a Netflix hour.
So this is
The fifth hour.
fifth hour of comedy from the
Fourth
great
or
Mark
fifth.
Norman.
Yes. Soup
It's
to
on-
nuts.
It's on Netflix now. Soup to nuts.
Here.
Yeah, it's you're one of the best comics in the country. That's crazy.
Jeez. I don't know about that.
You are one of the best comics in the country.
I think you still got your Louis, your Rock, your Burr, your
you're one of
Chappelle's.
the- no, we're older now.
And that's scary.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah,
How'd that happen?
it happened. I mean, you're gonna get hair tits soon. Like, and I give credit to Dan Soder. He calls it hair tits. It's
Hair
the
tits
funniest
is
thing.
great.
Hair tits is the greatest expression.
I feel like Soder's back. He's on a rampage.
Soder's just talk about that. That's talent. You're just
Talent.
You just get wowed by his talent.
Oh, the voices,
like- yeah.
the characters he makes up. He'll go in a whole scenario, and you're
Yeah.
like, how did you have the confidence to do that?
Yeah, I whenever I do a pod with him, like I'll see comments and stuff, and like I'll just go, hey, yeah, when you do it, you just gotta turn your thing off.
That's what it
and
is.
take it. You just take it. People are like, you get the other guy. Who's the other guy? And you're like, all right, I just gotta take it because I was enjoying it too.
Yes.
He also calls laughing face nut. I mean, he came up like
that's
a face
great.
nut.
That's great.
But hair tits is the greatest.
Hair tits is gold.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to get some hair tits.
Yeah. So, Soup to Nuts is out on Netflix. You are one of the best comics in the country.
No, well, let's not. You got Jimmy Carr is very good.
There's a
and,
lot of good ones, but
Mulaney.
it's a whole league. And
a whole league.
There's a whole league. There's a lot of good ones. And you're as good as the best out there.
All right.
And
Take it easy.
it's crazy. No, it's crazy because, I'd known you since a long time.
Yeah, you saw the ugly early days.
It's never early. It was always machine. It was always like, I'm coming with me. You always had material.
I had material.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of bombing. The feeling is still haunts me. I'm in the shower going, what was that? I tried that line. That was horrible.
But that's what, I feel like sometimes throwing up before I go on. But I think the awareness is what gets people to laugh, because the people who are just out there bombing with no clue, you're like, I wish I could feel that way, but then I don't think those people get you to really laugh because they're not aware of
it's not worth
response.
it. You'd rather the misery and kill than the delusion and bomb.
Yeah.
I think. But
So-
like my wife will text me, because I'll be gone for a week on the road, and she's like, I'm kind of nervous to see you tomorrow. Like, it's weird. I'm like, that's a good sign. That means we like each other.
When I'm not nervous, I know a bomb's coming.
Yeah.
I had one recently, and I ate, so I knew I made the mistake. Anytime I eat,
You get sluggish.
and then I felt calm, and then because I'm anxious so much, I enjoyed feeling calm, and I was like, maybe this is a new leaf in my life.
Yeah.
where I'll go up calm, and there's no shortcuts. I bombed.
I
bombed.
What? You couldn't, but you got so much experience. I feel like you could ninja out of
It
it.
bombed for me.
I see.
It was a bomb for me. So it was like they got a show. They probably thought it was all right, but I knew I could have done so much better. And I knew I was, when you're out, you're not in it.
Yep.
It was just, you're not in it.
Yep.
So my mind's going like, and then I'm like, where can my rhythm was off. My choices were a little off.
I get
I
it.
couldn't get in a rhythm.
It
I
happens.
was misreading the crowd a little bit. It was just, everything was a little off. So I was hitting on the punchlines. So I guess a bomb's different now, right? So the
It's
punchlines
different.
were hitting, but I wasn't in that zone.
You weren't
where
in the flow.
I wasn't in the flow.
Yeah,
where-
I totally get it.
And I need a little bit of that. I'm not just a punchline guy.
Totally,
Like,
totally.
Yeah.
I love that flow. But you can feel it. I'll have my feet stepping onto the stage, and I'll grab the mic, and I go, I'm going to bomb. Something you just know. And I bet athletes have that, too, where they're just on the court, like, stretching. Sometimes I'll watch UFC, and I'm like, I can see in that guy's eyes he's going to lose. He knows he's going to lose.
Yeah.
Which is way worse, because he has to get beat up and knocked out to lose.
I know what you're saying. You see them walking, you can see like their eyes are a little distracted, a little
Yeah.
fear or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a bomb feel like for you now? Is it the way it used to be, or is it just like I described, like where you're getting laughs, but you're just, it could be a lot better?
The magic's not there, the rhythm's not there. But also, if I'm trying new and it's not working, that doesn't hurt as bad. It's
Right.
like, I tried a new joke, it's not there yet, I'm working it out. But if it's me, when I fucked up, my rhythm was off, I was talking too fast, or I delivered horribly, I didn't look confident, whatever it is, that's when it hurts, when you fuck it up yourself.
And it's funny when someone comes up after you and they're like, it was great, and then they see you go, and they're going, what?
Yeah, that is so weird. So weird.
This guy's what?
Yeah.
It's like Chris Rock said that it's like comics see ghosts that other people don't see. It's like we're living in a whole.
Whoa, so true.
Yeah, like you see it, you're talking to another ghost, talking to a comic, you see that ghost, the comic's like, yeah.
Oh,
And then you talk to normal people, and they're like, what? What are you?
Wow, that's so true.
Because like you're in this thing going like, was it? And the guy's just looking at you going like, you ever get that look back? Like, I don't understand.
Right.
What do you mean it wasn't good?
Yes.
You're like, I loved it.
It's nice to hear. It's a little flattering for a second, but you're also like, nah.
You're like, you're like, come to another. I'll do
Yes.
it. You almost want to give him a free ticket. Like, I could do better.
And that's what's so hard about specials, because you're like, that went well, but it didn't have the magic. I wish I could take the magic one you did in Cleveland 2 years ago and put that on the special, but
Yeah.
hard to bottle it.
Yeah, that's why I almost want to put out a special where I didn't plan that it was the special. I just don't record every one, and then I'm just gonna take the one.
So true. Like,
I'm very big. I'm like, I'm filming, and then I just don't do great.
right.
I'm not in the room. I'm going like,
Exactly. You're almost like doing an impression of yourself.
How did this one feel when you shot it?
Well, we shot 4, thank God, because the first 2 were like, I was off, I was stiff, the special, and then it was St. Paddy's Day in Chicago, so everyone was hammered, people showing up late, I'm in the middle of a bit, they're walking in, I'm fighting with their girlfriend, I got heckled a bunch, but the second night was the day after St. Paddy's, so that was a hot crowd, and we got it on the last one.
Did you know when you got off? You're like, okay, fine.
That was it. Yeah, a couple applause breaks. Like, all right, that was the one. Every joke got a laugh, and we got it.
Yeah, people don't know. Even with that, 4 shows, what goes into just getting that one.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you can feel like the producers and the director and everybody like, yeah, well, we got another one after that. You know, we got one more. Don't you worry. Like, so they even knew. Like, oh, that wasn't it.
Yeah. Comedies, it's so interesting in that way that it's up to so many things.
I know.
It's like
I know.
a mystical force. It's the energy, the people in the crowd.
Yep.
It's so many. It's so different.
Mental, so many factors. Did you sleep? Did you not sleep? Were you feeling good that day? Were you not feeling good? You brain fog. There's then the one guy chirps in the front row that kills all your momentum. There's a million things.
It could throw the whole thing off.
Yeah, it's a house of
changes
cards.
the whole show.
100%.
One person who decides that they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Changes the whole what it is.
That's why we hate hecklers so much.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I'm helping, or it's part of the show. You should be able to handle it. You're a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're ruining every bit of momentum. I had a rhythm going, and you fucked me right in the ass.
You're also for other people. Like, people didn't come to hear you.
Exactly.
So that's it's so transparent that this person is trying to assert their ego into the thing. It's like everybody else didn't pay this ticket to see you, but you in some way want to be a part of it.
Yeah, my friend has a theory, Matt Ruby has a theory that every video is heckle, crowd work now. That's how little interacting we're doing. Because even stand-up, if you do it right, it's just you talking, they laugh, you leave. But with interacting, with the crowd work and the heckling stuff, it's like, whoa, there's a conflict between two human beings. And it's so rare that I think it's popular. That's his theory.
He's probably right.
Yeah, that's
probably
scary.
Right. He's a smart dude.
He is, yeah.
Did he get hair tits? He had a hairline for a while, and then he lost it, and he got it back, and he lost it.
No, I think it's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
He
but
went all natural.
He has that great point where the shorter you keep your hair, the more hair it looks like you have.
He's right about that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah. I guess it's like if you're not great at something and then you do something good, it stands out more.
Like
no expectation. Yeah. Low expectations. Yeah.
If a kid with Down syndrome does a simple math equation, you're like, oh my God, good for you, Timmy. And you give him a crayon.
Yeah. So a little hair becomes a lot.
Yeah. Less is more.
Yeah. Soup to Nuts. Check it out. Obviously, your 2 podcasts with 2 other great comics.
Killers.
One with Sam Morrell, We Might Be Drunk.
Yep.
And then
Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List.
So check those out. But go right over to Netflix right now and watch Soup to Nuts.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
Mark Norman, one of the greats. Comedy!
Can't do it. You got specials too. Check his out as well.
Yeah, check out mine too.
YouTube. You're all over it.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right.
All right,
Oh, we
thanks.
did it.
Comedy. Yeah.
Guys, hope you enjoyed that episode. Want to give a small business shout out, as always, to exclusiveautoshipping.com. If you're buying your car out of state or if you're moving with your car, go to exclusiveautoshipping.com and they will give you student and military discounts as well. Okay? Jared's a cool dude. Show up with a fake fucking captain's hat and get a discount, but he'll give you a free quote, I believe. So show up with a captain's hat. Chris Minetti, you know where he is. He's in Philly. He's in South Jersey. 215-750-3730. Haven't heard from him for a while. We hope Chris is okay. Could be behind bars, and this is just running on his mother's credit card. 215-750-3730. If you want to get your check cashed in the Philly, South Jersey area by a sketchy person. For the free .art, it's music in Hawaii, guys. Go check out those bands at that website. Manly Girly Studios, they're in North Carolina. They'll rent the studio space for you if you need a podcast and you want to shoot it in North Carolina. ManlyGirlyStudios.com. Get 40% off your first studio recording by referencing me. They got podcasts as well. Go check out ManlyGirlyStudios.com or them on YouTube. Check out their pods. DisplayPros.net. I will not read this ad. No, they do booths. They'll create your booth. Use the coupon code What's the Deal Is. Coupon code What's the Deal Is for 10% off your first purchase. Or tell them Yanni sent you. Pretty simple. You need a custom display in a hurry. They got you covered, man. You can expect exceptional customer service from them too. And they will custom trade booth shows, retail fixtures, promotional items, and all that. Okay, my insurance services in the St. Petersburg area, okay? Who can you trust more than your own ma, all right? Unless she's got borderline personality disorder like my mom had. Then you have to slowly find that out in therapy, and then things make sense like the movie Usual Suspects when you look back. MaInsuranceServices.com. Call them 813-260-0338, and they will give you all types of coverage. He'll figure it out. Whatever you need coverage for, he's got you. He's local, and they're an independent agency. Of course you are. I mean, it's called Ma Insurance Services. Okay, you may not have seen the commercial on TV, but you saw it right here on Yannis Pappas Hour, where we only work with the most reputable emerging brands. Now, this is probably great. Support this guy, right? They give you more attention. Ma Insurance Services. Give him a call. I want to know. See how it works out. It's personalized service because it's just him. Personal liability, general liability, and umbrellas, auto, property. They got you covered. So listen, if you don't want to play with the big boys, call up Ma. What's his name again?
Matthew
Call
Albani.
up Matthew Albani. Call Matthew Albani. The guy's trying to start a business. He's an Italian kid trying to start a business. He got a business. It's not started. He's got it up and running. Okay? So hit him up. Get your professional liability from Ma, M-A Insurance Services. Is it pronounced Ma Insurance Services? Ma Insurance Services. There's no M-A. There's no dot. Ma Insurance Services. All right? Hit him up. Staffing Beaver. We only... Oh, my God. What do you need? A bookkeeper, customer service rep, data entry specialist, buffer, graphic designer, call girl, inbound expert, outbound call expert, or call girl.
Happy ending.
Happy ending. Just go to staffingbeaver.com and schedule a discovery call with Rob. All of our CEOs go by one name, Chris, Rob, and Matthew. Mention I sent you. You get 10% off your first placement fee. These guys will get you remote working, right? If you need someone to do that stuff remote, that's basically the global talents to hack to grow in your business faster. They're on Twitter at Staffing Beaver. Easy to find. Staffing Beaver. Go to staffingbeaver.com and do a discovery call with Rob. Can someone please do it and write me about it? I want to know. Staffing Beaver. All right, what else we got? Capper Tech. This is our new guys.
Yep.
So these guys will give you the tips on who to bet on.
Sports handicapping.
They're sports handicapping. So if you like to bet, go with these guys. They figure all the research out, right? Capper Tech. So go to cappertech.com. Make smarter sports betting picks and predictions using Capper Tech at cappertech.com. You can download the Capper Tech app. That's CAPPERTEK, Capper Tech app in the App Store or Google Play Store. This is a no-brainer, right? They help you win money. They take zero commission. So that's good.
Especially with the NFL starting up.
NFL starting up. Go download Capper Tech. I should probably be charging these guys more, no?
I think
We're
so.
going to come up with a $500 level where yours goes independent in the beginning or something like that.
Maybe
you know?
in the middle.
In the middle or something like that. Yeah, $500.
These guys look like they can afford it.
Yeah, they look like they can afford it. So here you go, baby. I'm giving you, go to Capper Tech, hook it up. All the betting picks are documented and released 20 minutes after the game starts for free. So you know there's no funny business going on when any sport handicappers' past performances and results. It's a legit fucking handicapper site. That's what it's called, right? I'm going to use them. Capper Tech. What else we got?
That's it.
That's